Yo, 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 yo. What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? What are you saying?
Your boy there,
Boy,
taking it in.
how's the week so far?
Well, we going good. Watch some footy today. Today, I gonna have some extra time to watch some football. So, I taking the Champions League. Watch Liverpool
Yeah,
and Real today. It was a good game.
some big,
We're looking good.
some big, some big games today. Some big games today. So we on Monday we were here. We talk a little bit about the games over the weekend, and I guess we have a lot of talking points we can cover. Um, namely, City and their I don't know what you want to call it, a blip, a road bump.
That another bleep. That is, you see them runs there. That is when you get ready. Managers getting sacked.
Yeah,
That is the runs when you like no wins in six. I mean, that is relegation format.
boy, and not just no wins in six. Some of the games they could have won. I mean, they were up yesterday 3-0 and then
Mm-hmm.
end up joining the game 3-3. Um, we can go a little bit into that. Like you say, I watched a Liverpool game today, um, against Madrid. And that game had some quality, but also had some lack of quality, if you want to call it that, with
Mm-hmm.
poor penalties and some silly mistakes by the players for the most part. But I guess before we go into that, we just want to encourage the people who are watching to call in. Call in. We really want you guys to give your 2 cents. So I'm gonna post it in the chat again so that you guys can join us and give your views on your teams. I see Arsenal had a big result yesterday in the Champions League. So it'd be good if Arsenal fans can call in and give their views. But I guess we'll talk about the league, the Premier League, and then we can go into the Champions League and kind of go over the games there. So if we talk about the games, let's go back to Spurs and City over the weekend.
Yeah, that was a big result over the weekend.
Yeah. So what was your thoughts on that game? I know you say you were kind of busy, but I don't know if you watch or read
Yeah,
anything about the
I
game.
actually saw that game. I saw that game Sunday. I watched the games on Sunday. That game was before our game, right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. Like most times I watch it like teams that not Man United. I watch the game passively. Yeah, like I scroll in my phone, scrolling on Twitter, seeing what kicks that
Yep.
pass, whatever. But I really watched that game and like City had them on the ropes in the first 10 minutes. Like them and I just press back. And then after the Spurs scored the first goal, and that was it. Like I mean, obviously City, so they had the bulk of the possession, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep. It looked like Spurs was playing a kind of a football. I mean, what's this guy name who played on the right side for them? Kulusevski. Kulusevski. That man had a really good game. And Madison had 2 goals. I think what I saw a lot of the pundits raving about was his defensive work in the second half, Madison, and how he was, relentless defensively. And they keep saying that that's maybe one of the reasons why he hasn't played more for England, because he concentrates a lot on the offensive side of the game, but not necessarily on the defensive side of the game. So, I don't know why players can't see that and do more of that. But what do you think about Madison for England?
um well in that position you can see they have a bulk of talent. I mean you can see Bellingham, Foden playing in that same position he played. But I've always been a fan of James Madison since he was Leicester. I really wanted United to sign him after, but Leicester always like to always like to put up that price when we're interested in their players. So I
Yeah,
guess that was a turn off. But yeah, I always been a fan of James Madison. I like and that performance. He hasn't been playing much this season. Yeah, I think what's the guy name? Brennan Johnson.
yeah,
Granted, they playing in different positions, but it was Brennan Johnson who got dropped for him. And I think they play what's his name? Kulusevski usually playing in the middle and Johnson playing on the right. But they switched that this game. Kulusevski was on the right and Madison playing centrally. So yeah, I think he had a really good game. Like he obviously he chose his moments to his runs in the box brilliantly, like with those goals and those crosses from Kulusevski. Yeah, inch
yeah.
perfect. So I feel like Kulu was my man of the match, but you have to give hats off to Madison.
Madison, the second goal, I really like the little dink over the keeper. That was a
Mm-hmm.
really nice goal. Second
Really
goal.
nice. I like to have the courage to think of that to actually try that. I would think like on his left foot, he would just try to put it on target and hope for the best.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he actually dinked that over the keeper with his left foot.
But
That was really smart.
confidence is a hell of a thing in sports. You know.
Yeah,
When a man
trust me.
confident,
And that was
right?
his second goal. Eh? So
Yeah.
that was his second goal. So obviously he had the confidence from that first goal.
Yep. So okay, so that game, and that was City's what is it, fifth game without a win. I think is that the fifth. That was the fifth loss on the bounce.
Lost in a row. Yep.
And then today they had a draw yesterday. So
Sure.
their fifth loss on the bounce. But I don't know. I guess we were talking about it in one of our groups in terms of the City losing 4 games in a row in the league, right? And they're still second. What does that say about the
Well,
league?
that exactly. That's just a couple of things about the league. Like the league not just not competitive. Look at Spurs position. They 2 away games in Manchester. They win both. You would
Yeah,
think that is a team that competing for the title, but look at the
yeah,
games they lost. Ipswich, Crystal Palace,
yep.
Brighton when they were leading again. So I don't know. People say like the league is competitive. I just feel like most of the teams on the same level.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe the comment can be that is what makes it competitive, right? That you don't have a team that is so high above. I mean, Liverpool right now is the team in form, no doubt about that. I would say the
Uh,
form team in Europe.
True, but like I feel they rode their luck against Southampton. Today I watched the game and they had a really brilliant performance against Real Madrid. But in the league, the last game, there, I mean, you can say that is the qualities of a title-winning team when they don't play well and they still getting the job done. But I still don't feel Liverpool like playing as a champ. I don't know. You can take it both ways because like the games I've watched, I see like some of the football is still not all that entertaining,
Yeah.
and as I say, they're riding their luck a lot. So I don't know if that would continue throughout the season or if they'll have a blip and something will go wrong. But you can't go wrong with 8 points square at the top. So
And the potential this weekend to make it 11 if they can beat City this weekend.
11,
So
right?
that'll be huge. That'll be huge. All
But
right. So the next game.
the fourth place team are behind City. Yes,
Say that
no.
again.
Who's behind City? Arsenal?
I think Arsenal is in
No,
third. I think
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
So look at that.
So Arsenal fourth.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, all on 22 points. 1 point behind City. So if Liverpool win, they 11 points ahead of City. And well, they would still be 12 points ahead of the next team, even if they win. I don't know. We'll see how that by Christmas. If that gap still remain the same, I'll give Liverpool the favorites. But at the
Yeah,
moment,
I think it's by December we'll see we'll see who is who by December.
mm-hmm.
So the next game I guess we just want to go over is Arsenal beating Nottingham Forest 3-0. You had big result for Arsenal because Nottingham Forest has been playing well this year so far. You had Saka, Partey, and Ifan Norani with a goal. A young player. Odegaard is back for Arsenal, so it looked like as Odegaard is back, they're back to winning ways. They're creating goals, scoring goals.
So they like City
I think,
now. They're like a one-man team without Rodri. City now without Odegaard. I mean, without your better players, you always be like not 100%. But if you're going for a title, you should have players coming off the bench and giving you
more,
giving you performances.
Yep. But I didn't watch that game, so I can't really talk too much on it. I don't know if the Arsenal fans want to call their views. What do they think? The Arsenal fans, what do you guys think? Your team is doing. I know Arteta has gotten a lot of comparisons to Jose Mourinho in the last couple of weeks in terms of his style of play and basically playing not to lose instead of playing to win type of thing. So Arsenal fans, call us in. Click on that link there in the comments there and join us. If you give us all the views, we would like all you to call it and give all the views. All right. So the next game we're gonna go through. Good. Go ahead.
No, I would like to know like the Arsenal fans' view of like if they still have a chance in the title race, if the season's still young, or like the 12 points being Liverpool. So I'd like to know like if they all are like a one-man team. If Odegaard not there, nobody can create nothing.
Yep. Next game, Chelsea Leicester. Chelsea won that game 2-1. I did like I said, I didn't watch that game, but Chelsea seems to pick up themselves, man. They seem to be, going a lot of going pretty well. They third in the table. I don't think many people expected Chelsea to be up there this year. you had Enzo Fernandez with a good game, boy. Assist and a goal. Enzo justifying that price tag, boy.
In one game, you can justify that. I didn't watch the game, so I can't comment on it. But I know Chelsea will be thereabouts, made up for. The signings they made and the players they had last season. I know they'll be fighting for top 4.
Yep. I know you mentioned the Liverpool-Southampton game. Southampton gifted Liverpool 2 goals in that game. And really, you cannot give teams like Liverpool. Yep. You cannot give teams like Liverpool, penalties and just give them goals. You cannot, you get the chance. You have to try and hold on and make them teams work for their win. And
I thought they would get a result in that game too.
They should have. They played decent. They were up. I think Liverpool was down in the game to start and came back. And Salah, you saw the second goal. You saw the first goal Salah scored when he was trying to. He was basically as a ball over the top. He was trying to control it, and he kind of toe poke it.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But people were saying like he meant that.
Like he just.
You think he did it on purpose?
No, he just tried to control it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. All right, and then we'll go, before we go into the Champions League games, we'll talk about, the disaster that was United versus Ipswich. I see you was posting Amorim out in 18 months.
Yeah, bro. Like, if he stick to 10 and 8, I don't call him your name. If he stick to these 2 players, I think he's not gone. I don't know. I just Rashford is 27. I said I'm not going. Rashford 27. He talk about that in his press conference. He said some of the mistakes they making you don't have to be coaching at that level.
Yeah.
It's like his 5 yard passes them and can't even make. So I don't know if he stick with these players or he need to get the backing of the board and like get rid of them players. Like it's
Yeah,
high time, man.
I think we can get a little coin for Rashford. We can get a little coin for Bruno. I think whatever we get, we take it and move on from them, man. Honestly, because I just don't see the whole Rashford playing up top thing. I don't
It's a
really see it,
disaster.
man. I don't really see it, and I think Hoyland is a decent player. Playing with with guys who will maybe look to get him the ball and give him opportunities. He can score some goals. I don't think he's a guy that we can necessarily rely on at this point. But to me, I would play him.
Exactly.
I would play him up front before I play Rashford. I can tell you that up front.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we'll see what happens. With only his first game. I think he said he only had 2 days with the full squad. Training. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. And.
In our last episode, you mentioned what you want to see, like from your team, and I told you I want to see a style of play, a distinct style of play. And
Mhm.
in glimpses, I saw that. Like you can see, he's the free at the back, he trying to play, and the interplay with the wing backs and the number 10s and whatnot. I mean, you saw that in the first goal, obviously, right? Right off
Yeah.
Ahmad and what was it? They played a
Um.
nice little
It
1-2.
was Bruno. Yeah. It was Bruno. Yeah.
Ahmad and Bruno, and Ahmad get a nice assist. I mean, that's the only thing Rashford do in the whole game, but right away you can see what the manager want to do.
Hmm.
And you saw it in glimpses, like the parts there and there. And he mentioned it. I saw it during the game, and Arnold mentioned it. He said that they look afraid to not to make a mistake or where to be and whatnot. But I don't know. Give him his players, give him a little time. I can see he will do something. But if he
What is
stick with
this?
the same players, he will get. And I think Luke Shaw is not. I'm not a big fan of Luke Shaw either. But he's one player I think that can succeed on the armoring, playing left
In that
centre back,
system? Yeah. Yeah.
not as a left wing back.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I remember him on the Ten Hag. I think Lisandro's injured and he played Shaw. Wasn't injured or come back from World Cup or something like that. Against Man City and we won that game. And Shaw was the left center. That was one of the best games I see Luke Shaw play. So I think Luke Shaw have a future still, although he's not my favorite player. But
I think Luke Shaw
they have to do
when
something.
he's fit, but you can't really go off of. You cannot wait until a man is fit. A man, but again, I think a few things is indicative of the problem we have at United as a club, right? Can't have a man like Luke Shaw go out in February, don't play from February to May, and then be all of a sudden he fit enough for to get picked to go play for England in the Euros, and then he goes to play for England. He end up playing a couple games. He didn't play. I think he played in the final, I think, and he played like in the semi-final or something.
That's the only game he started. The
Yeah,
semi-final, I think he came on the bench.
yeah. But then since that final, he only came back like last game. So it's like really and truly
Mm-hmm.
like to me, if I was United, I would say, but hold on 1 second, like how you fit enough to play for England but not fit enough to play for us? We don't want paying you. Right? England don't pay you to play football. So I don't know. But it is what it is. We have to just give some time. Tomorrow we have a game in the Europa League at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll see what we have to do because we need some wins and to see if we can see if we can progress. I see Amarim was basically calling out some players, and he said Rashford is one of the players who, for him to improve, he has to want to improve, right? He cannot
You
just
have to
be
want to
a
improve.
coach. Yeah, he
Exactly.
cannot be just be
I
a
like that
coach.
line. I like that. So you
So
have to want it.
I see we have somebody who want to join on, but I don't think their mic connected yet. So connect your mic and we'll bring you in. So let's see. So let's talk a little bit about the Champion League game. So yesterday, Arsenal had a big result against Amarim's old team. Amarim's old team beat City, and then now they're losing 5-1 to Arsenal. Is that because Amarim is gone?
I mean, they won 6-0 on the weekend. I don't know. Arsenal playing at home. Arsenal on paper probably the better team. Obviously, probably the more expensive team, more valuable team. So I don't know. One of them days, Arsenal play well.
Arsenal had,
I think
I
I think Amorim leave a good team there behind there. So
Arsenal had a very good. I didn't see that game, but this game I really want to talk about. I want to talk about a little bit about City and their current situation, and if you think Pep is under any kind of pressure. What do you think?
I think he have enough. How do you like to call it?
Credit in the bank.
Credit in the bank. He have more than enough credit in the bank, but I don't know. He's seen some cracks in his system, and the player's not as good. The player's not as good as like people think. I don't know. What you think? Because
I think
know the defensive midfielder position is important, but I mean, one man
can't be that crazy. That one man in the team and you can't win a game. I think what is going on in City right now is that they have had a nucleus of players, right? So you've had, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, like those guys, right? And they've brought in some peripheral players. They brought in Doku, and they brought in Savinho, and they bring in certain guys to kind of complement the main players they have. But what I do think is that when you win a lot. It's human nature, right? It's human nature. When you winning, it's like you do everything to win. And these guys have won 4 league titles in a row. They won the Champions League. So that is why, to be honest, when people talk about the best manager and all these things, that's why I give Fergie such respect, because Fergie was able to recycle and rebuild teams, win leagues. Players leave. Bring back a nucleus. Bring back a new set of players and challenge for the league again for 25 years. And people try to talk like, oh, Fergie didn't win, so many things. But that in itself, a manager have to get credit for that, because even if you look at Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool, and now you hear a lot of players saying, well, it's a little bit of a nice thing to have a different voice in the locker room. And because even I heard the left back for Liverpool saying that today, Robertson, he was saying like, Slot is just a different type of coach, right? Than Klopp. Not that they don't like Klopp, but you keep hearing the same thing in your head over and over. After 7-8 years, especially if a player that's been there for a long time, it's like it's becoming stale. So that's why I feel like under pressure now to show he can build a team, right? Because when he came to the team, he met some good players, and then he bought some players, right, to kind of complement them. And then now he has to show that he won, and possibly he won't win. He has to show that he can build a team again to win. Because City, for the last couple of years, has not spent crazy money, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But they're going to need to spend money in the next couple windows for them to be able to compete. Because I think you correctly said that the team that is the next team to look out for with the squad that they have is Chelsea, in my opinion. Chelsea going to be, if they get a proper striker, and Chelsea going to be competing for the league, I think, by next year. So we'll see what they have to, what City going to do. But I really think that it's just stale. I think the guys are just tired, bro. It's just always been them, and they're tired. So it's time for a new nucleus to be formed.
Yeah, that making sense. Like players like Bernardo Silva, and like a player I rate a lot, and like watching him now, like a shadow is for myself. Like he just getting frustrated and tackling fellas, and you what you saying making sense, man. Maybe them fellas just tired of the same person, but I don't know. Reinforcing what I always saying is defensive midfielder is a big position. I remember when we lost Carrick
Yeah,
on the Louis Van Gaal, and our season went downhill.
yeah, man. But it may give a story now, my brother. I was in Ireland, right? Dublin, and I was I was with a bunch of people I was going to school with. I was finishing my master's program, and we went to a bar, right? So they have the music, and then those guys playing live music and stuff. So I say, "Oh man, I'm hungry. Let me just go down. They just have liquor and stuff in the bar." So I said, "Let me go down the street, get some pizza or something to come back." Bro, when I left, 10 minutes later, people ringing up my phone. People ringing up my phone. I checking like, what happened? By the time I saw the call, like, I said, what happened? They tell me there's a Manchester United player in the bar, in the bar we were just in. So I'm like, what? So when I go back, one of the guys who's an Arsenal fan, he showed me a picture of Michael Carrick and Robbie Keane sitting in the back of the bar, or the same bar I was just in. I'm like, oh my god.
You serious?
I said, boy, I checking what? I checking, boy, I missed that boy. And then, man, as I was coming back, they said that they were just leaving. I say, man, I can't believe I was in the same bar with that man, boy. I couldn't take a nice picture there or something, you know.
I know,
But
I know. I'll be starstruck. Yeah.
boy, I was hit. Boy, hey, we have Shady on. Shady, hold on. Shady, why is it?
What you saying, I dare
Why is your thoughts? What thoughts you have to share with us?
Well, stay humble, eh?
A good one.
It's about
Boy, well, boy, since that man tell her to Arteta, they can win a game now.
oh well.
I wonder,
Time
I
time
wonder if
time does tell, yeah.
you think if they get charged that Haaland will stay.
I don't think any of the players will stay.
Tell everybody,
No,
yeah.
them honestly.
Unless you like they have some like contractual obligation. I don't see any of them stay. Plus KDB put out a similar statement to what Salah said, like December approaching, they have not gotten into any talks about contracts, so he thinks this is going to be his last year at City.
Well, I thought I saw that. I thought I saw that he said that this is definitely his last year at City. That he's gone after that. What
You
what what
say
what
I'm
do you
more
think about
out
that?
than in.
I said that right.
But
Liverpool,
I
no?
think Salah said he more out than in, but
Mhm.
I think KDB the statement he made was basically he think this is going to be his last year at City because December already basically here and they have zero talks. Nobody approached him to tell him anything about a contract. So
What can he be
You know,
really 27? Man 33. He on his way
but
out.
but guys, I remember Rio Ferdinand making a similar comment about when he was finishing at United, and the fact that nobody from the club even had a conversation with him to say, well, hey, we not think we thinking that we're not gonna resign you or something like that. I wonder why is that? Like, why do the clubs do that? Because if they're not gonna resign the man, you might as well just tell him and then allow him to go out and start talking to other teams.
well, you see, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe is it the people that handle those kinds of decisions are not, footballing people. So like maybe they're just looking at it on a basis of hey, this is just an employee on a contract.
Yeah,
When the time comes up, maybe they don't have like any kind of minimum like notice or anything like that to tell the person you're not renewing their contract or whatnot. I don't know, but I find it strange that a lot of clubs over the years that has been something that they've been doing. Like players would just say, my contract running down, and nobody approached me to say anything to me. So I don't even I
Yeah,
can we cannot even say that it's like it's unique to anybody per se.
yeah.
mean,
Lake join us there. Lake. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Oh shit! I sound too loud, man. Yeah. When it comes to City, dog, them man really missing Rodri a lot. You can see it. They don't have any midfield. And I just think it's complacency.
I
Complacency.
mean, also that kind of pace set City has been setting for the last, you know, 8 7 8 years. Like eventually, they have not really been. How do I say this? They've not really been replacing some of the better players that leave. Like Bernardo Silva left, Mares left, and play players come in that have decent quality, but not exactly up to the same standard. Like Doku come in for Mares, like chalk and cheese. Like Doku, Doku almost like a second Saint Max, all flash, no flavor, all flavor, no substance.
But also, don't you think that some of the teams have figured out uh, Pep's tactics because nothing has really changed over the years? And if you look at after the draw with Feyenoord, right? Like something is off about Pep. The man scratch up his
Oh,
head, he scratch up his nose. The man look like he belong in a mental institute. Like something is wrong.
well, I mean, to be fair, Pep has never been in that situation before. Pep has never been at a club that the club is under that level of pressure in terms of not to say he never lose a game, but like everybody used to be saying, oh wow, he lose 4 games in a row. That has never happened before. But when you think about it, Pep went to Barcelona in the basically when they are the greatest team we've seen in like years, and then he went to Bayern, who was just ruling over Germany. So then he went to City with all that money, and they spend. He had a whole bunch of players that have pretty much he built his foundation off of Aguero, Bernardo Silva, KDB, company. None of these players are players that Pep brought in himself. So he basically went to teams where he had the money to just basically sign whoever he wants, and he had already somewhat of a solid foundation. Like I'm not saying that is the same, but look at Ernie Slot. He coming into Liverpool. Liverpool is not a bad team. Like Liverpool is not a team that struggling to say, he have to try to reinvent the wheel. He basically just have to refine and try to do things in a new style. And so far, he's been doing a good job. The difference between Slot and Pep is that if Slot make a purchase today, like in the summer, and he don't find it working the way he wants, in January the club not going to give him another 100 million to just go and buy. That's
That's
what
true.
Pep has. So
That's true. All of
I
his teams has been ready-made teams, and
pretty much. So Pep has never
yeah,
been in a situation where he have to try to figure out, how do I get things to turn around? And you can see it based on how he reacted. Like other managers do, they'll put their hand in their face, but you see, like it's just so much of a new territory for him. It's like he don't even know what to do with himself.
and
And
let me
I'm
tell you
glad.
something. It's glorious, and I'm hoping that is the prelude to the 100 and how much they have 116 charges. Send them down to
Yeah,
the lower league on the head. Send them down to the lower league.
bro. For me, for me, I want them to relegate them to non-league. Non-league, I want them to send them. No lie,
What is a good word?
because
I like the talk in
It's like
I see what
so.
you're saying.
Let's discuss Manchester United
I want to
before
see
before I leave.
Wait. Let me see what I have to say about
Ting.
Arsenal, and then I'll leave United for the United people to talk about.
Yes,
I
I.
got nothing to say. Yeah, Odegaard back, and it looking like things start, smoothing up. But it's not just Odegaard that back. You had Calafiorios injured out. You had Mourinho was injured out. Rice was injured out. Rice was playing with an injury, so him not going to England on that international duty seems to help him. He's not really up to where he was before that, but he kind of catching himself, so the rest did him well. I think the biggest difference with Odegaard being in the team versus not being in the team is not necessarily, it's just him to create, because when you look at what happened in the last two games, it just seems like the players were so accustomed of having him that they didn't really know how to play. They didn't really know how to play without him.
You saying
And
Rice or Odegaard?
Odegaard. So it's like Odegaard floats around a lot. He has the license to just basically go wherever he wants on the field to make something happen, or even if he's not the one making something happen, to pull defenders out of place and that kind of thing. So because we didn't have somebody to do that, they try to play more of a, I'd say more of a classical style. Get the ball out wide, cross it in. Get the ball out wide, cross it in. He didn't play for 7. He didn't play for 12 games. We win 7, draw I think 3, and lost 2. So it's not horrible, but it's just over the last 2 years, the kind of performances they have been putting up, it look. I think the of the back of the last 2 years, the form looked worse than what it actually was.
And one thing I would add, right? People talk a lot about Odegaard. They talk a lot about Saka, Saliba, but one player I love to watch play for Arsenal is Thomas Partey. I just love the way the man does.
But
I
you are
just
now
like the way he
completely
just read the
opposite.
game.
I hate when Mr.
I like how he plays, man. He's to me, he's an asset right now, and you cannot refute that.
His form right now has been better than it has ever been since he's been there. But I hate when Partey has the ball, because I don't know. I feel like
he's not pleasing on to the eye.
It's not about pleasing. It's not about pleasing. I just find he does a lot of risky things, and I was like why invite the he pick up the ball from Saliba or Gabriel, and the player would be right next to him, and instead of just laying the ball into the player path or just passing to the player, he would stop and try to let somebody close him down to draw the pressure or something. And I don't know. I don't feel like he's elegant enough on the ball to try to do those kind of things.
But that's what I say, Shay. That's exactly what I say. You're not too pleasing to the eye, so you want him to do the simple things, right? But if what he doing working, I just see no reason.
Well,
reason
that's why I'm saying right now he's been in good form and it's working. It's in good form and it's working now, but a lot of times it has come back to bite us, because he would try to do that and he'd lose the ball, or the pass he would give would not be the best pass. So it's like, I don't know.
When I look at him, right, was it? I think it was Ten Hag, or yeah, I think it was Ten Hag that talk about players need to be brave, right? They need to they need to be brave. And when I look at Partey playing, don't get me wrong, sometimes he make mistakes and stuff like that, but he's brave when he plays, and you feel that.
Well, I agree with that. I would agree with that statement.
And being foolish.
I agree that he brave, but I don't know. Sometimes you just be like, bro, just get the ball. Where you are trying to do that, risk versus reward. That's how I look at it. Like the risk you take in for the kind of reward you might get is so unbalanced. Because if you lose the ball in that situation,
I swear you don't know you're describing,
well, if I Bruno does do that high up the field.
Not all the time, nah.
Yeah, not all the time for true. If you lose the ball in that situation, then you have a 5v3 on a transition, versus maybe you take out 2 players in the midfield, and I don't know.
Well,
but all in all,
for your Arsenal fan, for you.
What you say?
Go ahead. You have a question?
My question for the Arsenal fan is, do you think that Odegaard is back, or is still in the title race, all you? Or you think
I
they're
don't
gonna
know.
try to push or
I don't know. We'll see where we are at the end of the season. That's all I can say. Because I don't know. Everybody's saying that City that is it for them. Title hopes gone. You know, if they lose, Liverpool can Liverpool running away with it. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that set. Because when you look at the first what we on match day 12, match day 13?
The 12, yeah.
Yeah, match day 12. When you look at the run of fixtures played, into even Slot said it himself. Like even after he was doing an interview, I think after the United game, and he said they have not played anybody in the top half of the table. So it's like, so he not getting carried away. I mean, you have to win the games in front of you by all means, but there might come a time where it would be a City, then it would be a United, then it would be an Arsenal, it would be a Chelsea, then it would be a Villa, then it would be a Brighton, and they end up dropping, not necessarily losing, but they end up dropping points, and then City go on a kind of a run, and then all of a sudden everybody like, wow, we've seen that happen before. So
Yep.
Yeah.
the same thing happened last year. Like, in December we played, I think we played 5 games in December. We only won like 1. We drawed one. We lost like 2. And then all of a sudden it was like, 1 season wonders, they flop. And then at the end of the season we lose by 2 points. So it's like, like you can't really tell. You can't really tell if you're going to be a title race. I think it's too early to really say anything about title race. I hope they can, go on a similar run like what they did last from December. Because in 2024 we lost 2 games all year.
It feels different this time around with City. It feels like most of them players checked out, like the senior players. It just feels different, man. I don't think but then again, it's football and it's the Premier League, so you never know.
But I don't know. Anything can happen.
The balance in City team off, man.
Mm-hmm.
Team off. But
I'm loving it.
They feeling that them charges coming, man.
I don't think they're feeling anything now because Pep say he's staying there now 2 years. If that was the feeling,
What he wants. Say what he wants.
He signed the contract, yeah.
What contract? If that contract don't have a clause?
Yeah, man, that clause in it.
Contract have to have a clause in it. Pep will not, you think you can see Pep coaching in non-league for them to send them. Hey, all right. So Shane, thanks for your Arsenal views. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, man.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, later.
Anyway, trust the plan. Yeah, stick to the plan.
But stay humble.
Stay humble. So Lake, why you have to stay on United?
Bro, last game, right? There was 3 players on note in the last game. Ahmad, which like the way he just take up the role and he's playing so well in not just defensive but offensively. I applaud that. And then Onana kept us in that game. And he's actually the main reason we got that draw, I would say. And one of my favorite players currently, Mazraoui. It doesn't matter where the man play, what game it is, he always giving a top performance. And I applaud
Except
that.
number 10, he played it
when Ten Hag try and do a madness.
Well,
yeah.
that is Ten Hag. Ten Hag.
Yeah.
You have to exclude that one.
Roy will tell you, do your job.
But that is not his job. The man is more for defensive player.
He's a defensive player.
He
played there for Morocco. That's the only reason I think Ten Hag would try him there.
They're not crazy guys. You have Ericsson on I know Ericsson big as fan, but Ericsson on the bench when he playing Mazraoui and Ted.
But Dwayne, you may not be Ericsson favorite biggest fan, right? Ericsson needs to be in the number 10. We can't play Ericsson as a deep lying midfielder.
He doesn't have the legs for it.
But Ericsson thrives in the 10. You give Ericsson a little
Yeah,
area,
but
that is where you have to play.
I feel like certain players need to sit on the bench, honestly. Rashford, Garnacho, them kind of players playing no brain. Put them on the bench and give. I don't care if you put Hoyland, give Hoyland a good run in the team. Give Ahmad. Ten Hag was there showing Ahmad was showing he was our best winger. The man just can't get a consistent run in the team. I don't understand why.
You
That was
get
baffling.
a consistent run on the thing, way.
And one thing about you mentioned Rashford on the bench, right? That should have been done since when Ten Hag was there. Like, one thing about Rashford, the guy's lazy. He doesn't make any effort. And I think you guys remember, I kept saying that over and over. Rashford is just a shadow. He runs next to the player, makes no effort to tackle, no effort to push the player off the ball. He's jogging next to the player, like just to see what the player going to do, and then reacting. He's not being proactive in his defense. And like the last game, right, with Ipswich, we scored. That was it. He did nothing after that. No runs into space. Nothing like. Boy, thinking about that is frustrating me right now. You know.
I just feel like we have players like for example Nacho, them man young still, saying like putting the pressure on Garnacho to have to start every weekend because he had a couple good games. Nah, come off the bench, bro. Like put in the work, like get to the point where you can be a consistent player. You know what I'm saying? I like what I'm hearing from Amorim so far, but I want to see he will really follow through what he's saying. Because based on what he's saying, some of them man cannot keep playing in that team. They cannot.
No, and they won't.
I want to see if he will put them on the bench.
My thinking was, in terms of the lineup that he chose and the players that he put in certain positions, is those players that he had for those 2 training sessions.
Yep.
Evans, he had Dilic there, Mazraoui, Dalo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in his latest press conference, he said that. In his latest press conference with Bruno, he said that. He said that those are the players he had the most training with, and even with this squad that come back, he's not gonna have much time with them to train before the next game, which is tomorrow, right? And one thing Bruno was saying, like during the press conference, was that right now they just have to pick up themselves and follow what the coach say, put 100% and do their job. Because right now there cannot be a change of 15 players in the squad, right? So that makes me realize that even Bruno realized that there has to be a big upheaval at that club.
You have to say it. You have to say it.
I don't put in any. I put in any kind of stock in that. I want to see
what he's on the chopping block too.
But like I don't know. To be honest, I'm not Roy Keane biggest fan, but Roy Keane always said the leopard doesn't change its spots.
Yep.
Them players there. The man have let down multiple managers, and I think they will still continue.
Multiple, bro.
So but this time around, don't you guys feel different that with the structure being set up and the with Amorim not being named a manager but actually a head coach, that the upper echelon of the club, they're not going to stand for that any longer, and if they have the chance, they're going to move on some of them players.
But Lick, that's the thing. Some of those players should have been moved on a long time ago. Right? Those players, they're getting older and their price going down. So nobody going to want to buy them. Right? And then the kind of money that Woodward and them and give them, man, now, we having trouble moving them on. I feel like some of them players, we wanted to move them on already. It's just that we couldn't
I think you can get a decent fee for Bruno Fernandes. Somebody will buy it.
No, you get a fee for Bruno. You get a fee for Bruno. But I don't think Bruno is the first to go.
No.
You don't be the first on my list. Right? The first on my list, Bruno. Rashford.
Well, Rashford has to go. That is my film.
Well, bro.
Again, and Luke Shaw.
when those decisions are made, right? And I mean, I'm looking at what happening with Liverpool now with Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent, right? I mean, how did Liverpool allow three, I guess you could call it three biggest players to run down their contract? I don't understand that. Like, I really trying to wonder, in those teams, in those organizations, is there nobody that looks at that type of stuff? Because even when you guys ever play Football Manager?
Mhm.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but like you still have to say like these clubs are run like a business. They want to spend as less money as they can to make a profit. So they probably want to run down the contract.
But Salah, bro, you letting Salah.
They lose them for free.
Yeah, but
if
you're losing them for free,
how old is Salah? Salah 33.
Salah
right?
32 or
Yeah.
33, something like
So
that.
if you give him a 500,000 a week for 3 more years,
you wouldn't get
you'll be
500,000.
having that player, but he's on 400,000 already.
Salah on 4 already?
Yeah, he and Kevin De Bruyne are the top paid players in the Premier League.
Yeah, but if you look at the player of Salah, the man has been very consistent, and it doesn't look like in the next year or two.
No, but not everybody is a unicorn like Ronaldo that'll give you being in top form for all them years. He's 33 already.
That's also true.
What I'm saying is
on the decline.
What I'm saying is, if you have a player like Salah and you have him on a 2-year contract at 31 and he playing at a decent level, right? You tell Salah, listen, it's either you sign another year extension or a 2-year extension on your current deal, which will bring you to 34, 35, okay, fine. But we're not giving you a 3-year contract, and you 3-year contract at 33. So you tell him that at 31, if he signed for 3 more years, you keep him till 34, and then you cut your losses, and you go. Now, if he doesn't decide to sign the contract, then you sell him.
You don't want to sell your best asset as well.
I get it, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they may be looking at it as, because a man like Trent, I mean, or you think Trent will stay or he'll go?
He'll go, man. I think he'll go.
Trent is one of those that
will stay. He'll stay.
He'll stay.
You know what I think?
I think Salah might be the.
Salah go, he'll get Salah contract. That's what I think.
Yeah. Is 2 of the 3. I don't think they can afford to give all 3 of them new contracts. Right. And I think Salah is probably the one they'll want to get off the books. They give Virgil a big contract.
Trent at the age where you have to get that big contract.
You have to.
But guys, think about this, right? I know a lot of guys, like Brad always saying that, like, United throwing money at players until that. It's true. I agree. That's true. But all you have to think of, look at where Liverpool was. It's like the NFL, It's like you have a young quarterback, you draft him, and he balling out of control, and you make to the Super Bowl and whatever, like even Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes wasn't making no money when he first come in the league, and then you could afford to pay somebody, wide receivers and all those other players big contract because you don't have to pay the quarterback no money. But when the quarterback now come for his money now, you have to let people go. So that's where it's like Liverpool at that place right now where like they signed Virgil, they paid big boy to sign him, but his salary wasn't that much. They signed Salah, they just gave him a big contract a couple years ago. And then Trent came through the academy, but now you have to pay all them man.
Yeah.
They paid on par with the best players in the league because they play like the best players in the league. When you have a man like Rashford making 350, Salah gonna tell you, well, I want 6. You check.
Yeah. Right.
You can't argue with him because they didn't know.
So that's where it is right now. Liverpool at a crossroads. So because I always say, as a United fan, my whole life growing up, I see United winning, and then I guess throughout my 20s and early 40s, I haven't seen them win. But depending on what that way you're going like that.
Yeah, man. Amorim in. In 2 years, 3 years.
I'm not like at this point. I don't put in no kind of stock into like Amorim. I understand his system, he have a system, he have a way you want to play and thing. But unless things change with the personnel around Amorim, meaning the players, and I see a clear structure in terms of recruiting and who we target, and we do good business, well, quote unquote good business in the summer in terms of closing deals quickly, moving players on and bringing in new players in. Right? If that is how we're going to continue operating, right, and giving Amorim the time he need to do what he need to do, then I can say, all right, cool. But if you see we keep going the same route, throwing big money at players, spending on players, giving players some kind of wild contract when they don't deserve no kind of wild contract. Same thing can happen in 2 or 3 years' time, you know.
Well, I mean, Amorim did say, I tell you, I like what he's saying so far, because even after the Ipswich game,
Me too.
He said, listen, if we don't make changes now, next year we'll be back here talking about the same thing. So again, we will see the training, we'll see what he do, and we'll see the decisions he make. At the end of the day, I think I personally don't think we have the best squad in England, but I don't think our team is 12th in the Premier League in terms of the talent we have. The guys are not playing anywhere close to their potential, in my opinion.
Agreed.
So you like you saying the right things, but Ten Hag saying itself in that same dream.
To me, Ten Hag was initially he started saying the right things, but later down he started getting too defensive. Like the pressure, the media pressure started getting to him.
Last year, Ten Hag didn't have a clue what he was doing.
It's like, and that's the main thing, He came with an idea, and then the players didn't like take in that idea or respond to that idea, and then he just switched to trying to accommodate the players. That's what I figured he did, and he just lost that. Player power. I'm just hoping they just crush that and remove that from United. Then we would start seeing some progress. But yes, fellas, appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Like, thanks for calling in, bro. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So, Carol, we talk a little bit about City there. What is your thoughts on City before we close it out and the current downfall?
Put City in a cockles bag and send them down a river. That's all I want to see.
I want to see how many all them fellas are supporting City in Dominica there. When they start losing, I want to see them.
Which all them? Where them?
Wait, there's so much fellas that pick up City, my brother.
City don't have fans. City don't have fans.
I go by heads and watch football one time when I go down. Fellas inside there saying they supporting City since the 90s. I say, well, we still come out here, guys.
No, it's alright. Because half of them never see Richard Dunn play. Half of them never see
Richard Dunn.
Even though Elano
is when they get money. They start throwing money.
He first owner they had Elano.
Yeah. You check like
and them fellas,
for me, like in terms of their form now, it was coming. Right? It's very, very difficult to sustain that kind of level. Right? And then they didn't do too much business in the summer, right? So you have the likes of Ruben Diaz are not playing or injured or whatever. Rodri get injured. De Bruyne get injured. That is your spine of your team, that just uprooted. They bring back Gundogan for whatever reason, right? Because Gundogan is a quote-unquote son of the soil, so they bring him back, right? Phil Foden, not Phil Foden. Right? Overhyped. And then, that is just the way things go. Right? Haaland not offering anything but goals. You have Jack Grealish that can't do nothing again. A shadow of his former self. I
Jack Grealish drink too much rum.
I think Savinho will do well. Doku injured. They let go Alvarez. Alvarez was their savior at the start of the season last year when they needed something. They don't have City cannot change it. They don't have players to change it. Right? They're just trying to churn results out. and then everybody else figuring out what they do. So
I don't know how come we're not playing them. You know, at least you have a chance to get that 3 points.
no, we playing them in
Yeah.
December, man.
December fast still, right? You know, fellas.
Well, December is pretty
December is Sunday.
Exactly. December is pretty
Hey,
early.
fellas.
Anyway.
All in already. So
Yeah, man.
you know, we were back. You know, we apologize for not being, you know, having a full show on Monday, but we'll be back after this weekend of football. We have a big game this weekend. Liverpool playing City. I feel like I want to do a watch along to that game.
To watch along? I think we can do that.
I feel like, what time is that? What time is that game? What time is that game?
I think it's 11:30 on Sunday.
Let me check.
11:30 on Sunday.
I think.
It's at 11 on Sunday. 11 o'clock
11
on
on
Sunday.
Sunday.
So yeah, I feel like I'll set up a watch along for that game. You know?
We'll post on the socials if we do it.
All you checking.
I don't.
All right.
I'm
We'll
not
make it
sure what
happen.
Sunday looking like for me yet, but I'll let you know.
Yeah,
man.
We'll organize it. All right, everybody. You know already. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the people who
Yeah.
call in. We really appreciate it. Guys, share the video.
Hey, let's give that last comment there. I want to keep. Let's highlight that there. That was a good one. He was really showing like a power in the end. Anyway,
Nah, he lost the plot, man. In the end, he lost the plot in the end.
Man wasn't making sense.
Yeah.
Start worrying about the media and all them things. Instead of worrying about coaching his team, he worried about the media.
Mm-hmm.
Always see what Jude Bellingham say.
No, I did not.
The man basically go off saying like, you know, he felt like when England lost in the Euros, like the world was on his shoulders and people were blaming him. And I say, but what is going on in society nowadays? But he felt like soft, boy.
Yeah, man. Snowflakes. Like,
No. You see,
coming out and say the same thing just now.
They want everything that go good, praise them for it. Everything that go bad is not their fault.
I don't understand them, man, bro. I mean,
Right?
I think of 1998 when David Beckham came back, bro. The man was getting death threats.
You
know, because England go out in a tournament.
Well, there it is. Is a difference in times, but
yeah,
we
can
address that on our watch along.
Ronaldo, the whole country boo Ronaldo when he come back from.
When he come back, after Portugal beat England in the Euros.
England, the whole country booed him, man, and the next season he win the title and best player PFA player of the year.
Yep.
Ah, man. These players, bro, all they want to be spoon fed.
And then the last thing I'll say, watch that game today, there, bro. As much as you say them and good and thing, I don't hear nobody tell me nothing about Mbappe and best player in the world and Haaland best player. Bro, them man cannot list Thierry Henry boots. Much less for them to list Ronaldo boots or Messi boots. Like people seem to forget, you know, Thierry Henry, what Thierry Henry was. Like, people crazy. Boy, man crazy. Anyway, people, all in already. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We'll be back Monday.
Bless up.
Later.